Welcome, ladies, degenerates, and gentlemen, to the DeGents Podcast, Episode 3, brought to you by Hot Shots Bar and Grill, based out of Leominster, Mass. Also brought to you by Big Guns Power Washing out of Salem, New Hampshire. And lastly, brought to you by Top Shelf Snacks. Check them out in the description. I am your host, D. Fuski. Here with my co-host, back, Petty.
What up, boys? It's C Petty out here. DeGents, how we doing?
And Rich.
How we doing today, everybody?
Hell yeah. Back for episode 3. We are a little behind schedule, so we're a week out from the NBA All-Star Game, which we covered last episode. We got the final round of the Honda Classic going on right now. About half of the guys have teed off. Chris Kirk in the lead at 13 under, and some newer names. Not the best field on the tour this weekend, but we'll be watching that. Let's run through this All-Star Game real quick, since it was a week ago. Team Giannis takes a dub. Jason Tatum wins MVP. Shout out to Giza. Dame wins the three-point contest, and Mac McClung back to save the dunk contest.
Absolutely saved it.
Electric.
20 underway.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
They can need Ja or LeBron to be in it next year to compete. No one else can.
nope. He'll be back, and he'll win it again probably.
Or Bronny.
Yeah, that's probably 2 years out, but somebody's got to do it.
That is probably 2 years out, but yeah.
They'll need to start
Wait.
training now.
Is Bronny a senior in high school now?
I believe so.
So do you think he's gonna go to the G League Ignite next year?
One of
Or
the
do you think
men.
or do you think he'll go to college?
I don't know.
The Magic. He's going to reintroduce the rule that you don't have to go to college.
Huh.
Huh.
I mean, he basically can take his pick at this point. So,
Literally.
Yeah, absolutely.
so how do we do, boys? What do we think of the All-Star Game? Betting wise, I didn't do too well, but I mean, it was all fun. Over was an absolute lock. We knew that from the start.
Yep.
Absolute shoe-in for the over. I didn't realize this till the end, but once it came to the fourth quarter, they had to hit 182.
Yeah,
That was a lot.
it's like a race to that or whatever.
That's just. I think they add 24 points to the winning team's total after 3 quarters.
Oh, okay.
Like that's the score that they got to hit. And the other team, if they hit that, then
Yeah.
obviously it's over as well. But
Yeah.
it's a weird format.
So unless it's an absolute blowout, that should hit just about every year.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Our
They'll
guy.
probably make adjustments on the number, but
Yeah.
over was an absolute lock.
Which they have. I mean, between last year and this year, it was like a 24. It was like a 24-point difference in the over under, and that's what had scared me. But I was like, I just don't think there's any other way to go. Me and Fusco were at shots, and we said, life's too short for the under. We know that.
Yeah. What kind of asshole watches the NBA All-Star Game and bets the under?
Yeah.
No.
Right after the Daytona 500 sweat. Oh,
No way you bet the Daytona 500.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. Oh, we slammed
Oh
it.
man.
Oh,
love that.
there's nothing better to watch over there at shots on the Sunday Genesis final matchup day. We had the Genesis, we had the Daytona 5.
Daytona 5.
Rolled right
Yeah.
into the All-Star
Who
game.
won that? Was it
Some random guy he won on a caution.
Some random schmuck that absolutely just
I don't even
stole the coin.
I couldn't tell you what that means. He won on a caution. No idea what that means.
At the end of the race, final couple laps, they have so many cautions because people keep getting into accidents. And then at the end of the race, they were in a caution. We're all just like, all right, fine. We can order another drink now. Whatever.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the race is just over while they're in a caution. The pace car's going around. It's like, it's a sport that, you know, it might be hard to understand, but you just got to trust the book and hopefully they pay you when you win.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and Genesis, Rambo, that's 2 in a row live for me, but that was a fun event. Tiger finishes all 72 holes. Gotta love that. We'll see him back for the majors.
Yep.
Love that Tiger Red.
Hell yeah.
Sunday Red.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Cannot beat it.
Max Homa, hot as hell too. He moved into the top 10 world ranking. This dude is on fire.
Absolutely on fire. Absolutely on fire. And he's just one of the coolest guys on tour too.
Oh, 100%.
Like, he's nasty at golf and he's just a dude.
Yeah, he's dope. On that topic, we got final round of Honda Classic. Defending champ Seb Straka is kind of in the mix. I think he's 6 back right now. Like I said, only 3 of the top 20 guys are in the field this week. Sungjae Im was the favorite going in. I think he's 9 strokes back right now. It's a harder course, but they got a lot of good weather this week, low winds. So guys are going lower than normal here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have any bets for this. I know Rich put out some on Twitter. If you want to run through those real quick, I don't know where you're at.
Yep. Let me just pull it up real quick. I had a few bets that I really liked for this tournament here. I had Sungjae Im top 10 plus 130. He's a past winner at the event. He followed up with a top 10 finish last year at this event. He missed, and he put up a top 10 at the Farmers Insurance and the Waste Management back-to-back weeks prior to the Genesis. So I like the value at plus 130 given the field as well. Sungjae Im currently sits. He's 3 shots out of a top 10 right now. So 9 holes left. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty close. Danny McCarthy, top 20 and outright. Yuck. Missed the cut. Shot a 75. Day one. Oh man, that's tough. And then I had Akshay Bhatia outright, just a little half unit. There's no real logic in this bet other than the Honda Classic produces long shot winners year in and year out. Since 2013, the average odds of winners at the Honda Classic are plus 15,600, 156 to 1. And
Wow.
Akshay has had a few instances when he has shown that he can compete at the tour level. Remember a few years ago at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, this tall, lanky kid, 6'1", probably 110 pounds soaking wet. And he was a lefty and he had a bunch of swag. So I was like, I fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So
been taking his shirt off all week.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign for my
Not
my
a good
outright
sign,
bet.
but the guy is chiseled. Might be the fittest guy on tour.
Men's physique.
Yeah, he's the skinniest person I think I've ever seen.
No, for sure, but he's chiseled at the same time.
Skinny ripped.
Skinny ripped.
Oh, yeah.
Use that core for show.
So we'll sweat that out with you, Rich.
Yeah, we'll sweat out the Sungjae. All the other ones are toast, but Akshay pulled a +5 yesterday because he kept on taking his shirt off and was in the water all day. So
Yeah, this Akshay, good dude. He should be pretty successful in the future.
Yes. Yes.
Great dude. I've seen a bunch of stuff like YouTube golf channels have him on, and he's just nothing short of just a great guy. The kind of dude we stand for here at the Gents.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yep. I hope one day we can have him a little guest star.
Yeah.
I think he's
sweet.
going to be a stud. He is a stud. I think he's going to be a
Shirt is
stud.
optional. Socks optional.
Yep. Correct.
All right, let's touch on a little bit of NBA news. There's a couple moves. We're 1 day removed from the game winner from Jason Tatum against the 76ers.
Bro.
Embiid with a full court shot. That was a half a second too late. That game was a thriller.
Yeah.
But Pat Bev goes to the Bulls, and Russ officially signs with the Clips earlier this week. So two teams kind of trying to make a push to get maybe some better seeding and make a run here down the stretch. Love the Russ move for the Clippers. I got a future on them. So
You got them. You got a future on them?
yeah, I think they can make a run in the West. I know KD and Kyrie and all those big moves, but I like the value. Kawhi's been the guy. We talked about it last week. Kawhi's been the guy that just shows up when it matters. As long as they stay healthy, I think they got a good shot of coming out of the West.
Yeah.
Russ is the biggest threat in the league.
Like a true Thunder fan.
We're on that wave right now, Eddie.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
the biggest threat.
Oh,
Come on,
oh,
man.
boy.
As of right now, he's a sixth man.
Yeah, and he's a walking brick.
No.
That is a walking brick.
Russell Westbrook, not Brick. I don't want to hear any of it.
Russell Westbrook. His middle name's Brick as well.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for NBA moves. But yesterday we got some news coming out of Philly in that game that went down to the wire. Apparently, some Philly fans were yelling to JB that they hope he tears his ACL. So nothing new there. Philly fans being scumbags, you know how it goes.
Scumbags.
And they took the L anyways, so they can hold that one. See them later on in the playoffs. Crazy day in college hoops, apparently, too. I was busy. I didn't get to see much of it, but
Quick recap from the Iowa game, Iowa-Michigan State. Fran McCaffrey, everybody who saw that, stares down the ref for about a whole minute. Ref ends up blinking. They were down 10 with 1:29 to go. Iowa wins the game. And
covers
4.5 point spread.
That's
insane.
wild. That's insane. Nothing like college hoops, man. I'm getting
Good
Get
teams win,
excited.
great teams cover.
great teams cover.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers to Fran. Everybody's hating on for that. Good waste of a timeout. Stare down that ref. Make sure he's in his place. Win the game.
Yeah, we're what are we at? 2 weeks, not even out from March Madness? Just about
Yeah, I think Selection Sunday is 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks?
It might be 2.
I think
It's the 26th, right, today. So,
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. March 12th.
yeah.
March 12th. Oh yeah.
What are we thinking, boys?
I think it can go a lot of places. I think we need to figure out what is going on with Alabama and who can and cannot play in the tournament.
Yep.
That is a heated debate.
Oh,
Yeah.
The shooting. Yeah, that was wild.
I mean, you just can't. You know, you're playing D1 hoops at a very high level, and you just throw it out like that. I mean, if you don't know, we're not really going to get into it on here, but people are dumb.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I had that talent.
I think it's pretty
Yeah, right.
wide open this year. To be honest, I feel like there's less clear favorites, clear number ones than there has been in the past. I think there is, I don't know if they set the record or tied it at this point, but I know that the number one seeds have like a record loss rate. Like whoever is number one has lost this X amount of games, and it's a record this year. So it's pretty wild. It's wide open. I mean, you still got Kansas up there, but like Duke and UNC are not the teams they have been in the past. And then you got some newcomers in there in the top 5, top 10. So it's going to be crazy.
I don't necessarily have a winner yet, but I am excited to see Northwestern take a big loss in the first round, whoever they play. Out on all that hype. Northwestern, not a basketball school.
You're out on the hype?
Out on the hype. Out on the hype. I just
hysterical.
can't. I'm not going to root for the purple team.
That's what it comes
It's
down
not
to.
happening. It's not happening.
I think I took a flyer on. I was looking at the odds. I think sometime last week. I think I threw $5 on Tennessee because the odds were so good.
Yeah,
And like I said, it's so wide open. I don't know. I've seen them play some pretty good teams, pretty good games. So
absolutely.
Great defense in that program.
yeah,
It's tough betting futures on like a team winning the title in college hoops just because you don't know what their draw is going to be. You know, you don't know what their past looking like, their bracket situation. You know, so um, it's just tough because they could play. You take a 1 seed, they play the winner of the 8-9 the next round. That 8-9 team could be UNC, like UNC who went to the title last year. They brought all their guys back and just kind of not played well so far this season. It's been but they very well could take down number 1 seed, you know. So
Absolutely.
it's kind of all about the draw. I'll probably take a look at the bracket and then I'll pick a winner. But a team that I do like is the University of Miami.
Ooh,
I like Miami. I think they've
Miami.
been playing unbelievable this year and sneaky good. You know, and no one's really talking about them, but sneaky good.
yeah. Those so call it blue bloods, I guess. The Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, all those guys. I mean, they're not going to be at the top this year, but if you put them in the middle seed, I mean, we've seen it happen, and they can make a run easily. So
Yep.
Yesterday, I think Miami was beating Florida State by, I think it was 18 or maybe even in the 20s at halftime. Florida State comes back, wins the game by 1. Unbelievable day.
Crazy. Dude, college hoops is wild.
it's such a crap.
Unbelievable. But Miami will
Yeah.
probably still sit up in that top 20. I think they were the 13. So I think they're
Yeah,
certainly
they're
in the
13.
top
Yeah.
20. Being that rivalry game, next door neighbor, I mean, got to take that one with a grain of salt on a Saturday. So
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it was
sure.
54-31 a half. Miami was up
54-31.
23 points.
Yep.
They
Yep.
it's college basketball for you, but that's wild.
Yeah, we'll do a March Madness episode once the brackets are picked.
Absolutely. But I'm going to state it right here. Being from New England, UConn.
Okay.
UConn wins.
All right.
Plus 2,200, I believe, right now. Their odds in the summer were 66.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, great school coming out of a great conference. The only worry is that all those teams do get into the tournament. So, hope to see them all in there.
Yeah. I
Love
think they will.
that tournament. Let's jump into some NFL news. Still no big quarterback moves. The Titans released Taylor Lewan, Robert Woods, and Randy Bullock, and another linebacker, I believe. Bobby Wagner and the Rams part ways. Is he done? I don't know. Maybe go to another contender, or try to at least. You got Matt Nagy taking over the OC job in Kansas City, which means he will be under the wing of Andy Reid. Bruce Arians says that Kyle Trask is set to be the starter. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know who else they have or if they get anyone, but I mean, they drafted him for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's had a few years now under Tom Brady's wing, you know.
Yeah.
So if he's not ready after that, then he never will be. So
Yeah.
I think the guy's an absolute gamer.
Yeah, he's talented.
Loved
He's
him
gotta
since the
settle in.
college days. A lot of people think he doesn't got the game, but put him in. I think he's an NFL quarterback.
I think so too. I
We'll
love
see.
watching him in Florida.
we'll see.
There's only about 15 strong ones in this world, so I hope he can join the list. But
Yeah, I might be a little biased having him on my taxi squad in Dynasty, but
He is on your squad in Dynasty.
yeah, I need him after this past season.
Yeah. Sorry, Fuski.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll make it up.
Yeah, I got you.
And then I think the biggest topic out of the NFL currently, before any big moves get made, is Lamar and his contract. We touched on it a little bit last week, but it's said that the Ravens and Lamar are close to, if not at $100 million apart in negotiations. He wants to guarantee the market's going up. I believe he deserves to fight for his money. Will the Ravens do it? I don't know, but it's very interesting to see how this plays out. What do you guys think here? What does he deserve? Will he get it? Will another team give him the guaranteed money?
I think it's crazy the risk he takes. It goes both ways because it's like Lamar wants the money, the risk he takes running that football, throwing, moving out of the pocket. He takes hits. It's clear to see that he should be getting paid more, but at the same time, coming from like a manager aspect, you don't want to pay someone that's going to be in high risk for however long. You know what I mean? So it's tough, but Lamar deserves his money, and I mean that the teams have it, so they got to give it to him, or someone else will.
For sure. Rich?
Pay the man, Ravens. Pay the man.
You don't want to
Lamar
see
Jackson.
Green up in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Pay the man. Lamar Jackson needs to get paid. He wants a fully guaranteed deal similar to Watson. Fuski, you're saying that they're reported to be $100 million apart. I find that absolutely insane. Like in a league where QB is such an important position and playing in the AFC where there are an abundance of young quarterbacks who will only get better, makes it ridiculous for the Ravens not to lock up Lamar long term for big money. Like
I agree.
Like the landscape in the AFC. Do you think Tyler Huntley's gonna fucking no disrespect to Tyler Huntley, like
Pro Bowler,
great quarterback at Utah, not an NFL guy. Like you're not gonna be able to compete in the AFC if you don't have a top quarterback. And Lamar Jackson's a former MVP. He's shown that he can do it. It's a risk because what you're asking him to do day in and day out, rushing the ball, being that dual threat quarterback, it's a risk. But when on the field, he will win you playoff games. He will win you an AFC championship game or two.
You see the difference.
Night and day. The difference, exactly. Night and day difference between that offense with Tyler Huntley on the field versus when Lamar Jackson is on the field. So,
yeah, and I brought this up in the group chat too, talking about just like his resume is obviously good, but then you get into like, oh, how many playoff games has he won? How many AFC championships has he won? But you're giving this guaranteed money to Deshaun Watson within the division and Kyler as well. But I think we talked about it from a business perspective in the group chat the other day with some of the boys, and the Browns low-key might be smart as hell because they gave all that guaranteed money to D-Watt, and we'll see how that plays out for their team. But if you're talking about resetting the market and then putting the Ravens in a shit spot within your own division, like that could be like chess, not checkers here. Like, like they know that the market's going up and Lamar is going to want his money. So like, all right, we'll give this and then see where he goes. So
next thing you know, he won't be with the Ravens.
Yeah, exactly. Drive him out.
The Baltimore fans would be heartbroken.
I think the Browns front office is too stupid to be that calculated. They saw D-Watt, they paid the man, and then now this is happening. So they're like, oh, cool, we did that. No way. The Browns front office.
The Browns don't look for 40. They don't look for 40 good guys. They look for 40 good football players, and that's what we see there.
Hell yeah!
But pay the man, Ravens. Pay the man.
I agree.
Or don't, and then
or don't. Something. I don't want him to be I don't want him to be an opponent twice a year for the New England Patriots.
No, please no.
No.
We got to make sure that doesn't.
Well, I know that other argument you were saying, Fuski, like you brought up, like how many playoff games has he won? How many AFC championship games has he been? That's what we talked about in the group chat the other day. How many?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that that's a deal breaker, but I know that's being talked about for sure.
How many playoff games will Tyler Huntley win you? How many AFC championship games will Tyler Huntley get you to?
Exactly.
Like I said earlier, no disrespect to Tyler Huntley, but it's night and day difference with Lamar Jackson, a former MVP, is on the field.
He's a stud.
If you want to win playoff games, You want to win a Super Bowl, end goal this season, you walk into training camp day one, you want to win a Super Bowl, you pay the man Lamar Jackson because he's in your lap.
He's a
You
guy.
pay the man. He's on your roster. Pay him. Make him happy. He'll go out there and ball. That's your best chance to win a Super Bowl right there.
Yeah.
Not only is he stud on the field, he's a role model off the field as well. And the city loves him. I believe he's from the area, but
Shout out to my Ravens fans, friends. Saya, Dan, Jay.
good luck.
They're playing with you guys.
Fuck the Ravens.
Let's talk a little XFL here. We had opening weekend last weekend, Thursday night game. Yeah, Rich rep in Seattle. They moved to 0-2 after a game-winning field goal from who was it? St. Louis. They're 2-0.
The Battlehawks.
Yep. Me and Petty. 4 p.m. today. We have a face-off. Orlando versus
San Antonio Brahmas.
Yep.
The Brahmas, baby.
Hey, I got a little side bet for you, Petty.
What do we got for a line on that game?
Oh shit.
I don't know, but
I'll pull up the line.
If your team wins, I have to buy you a Brahmas gear, shirt, hat, whatever you want. And if my team wins, you got to buy me whatever I want.
Perfect. Let's run it.
Let's go.
I haven't found anything on lids. Where did you get that stuff, Rich?
XFL.com, I believe.
Oh, straight to the brand. Straight to the brand.
Support the brand.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Shout out The Rock.
Shout out to The Rock. Dwayne, thanks for football, man. Thank you. Be around football. Can't complain.
So how do we think, well, one, do we think this version of the XFL will last? Do you think they'll have consecutive seasons coming up and it will be successful? And two, what changes do you see from the XFL being implemented into the NFL, if any? I'll let Rich go first.
So the one that I like the most is the whole well, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. The extra points. Like you have to keep the offense on the field after scoring a touchdown. You get 1 point from the 2-yard line. If you attempt it from the 2-yard line, you get 1 point. 5-yard line, you get 2 points. And then if you convert it from the 10-yard line, you get 3 points. So like down the stretch, that like completely changes the game. You know, it makes 9 points a one possession game. You know,
Yeah.
And then if you're down 10, you score a tutty, you get the 3-point conversion, and late in the game you can elect to convert a 4th and 15 to get the ball back. If you convert the 4th and 15, you get the ball back versus electing to do an onside kick. And I think that's pretty cool. I don't think the NFL will adopt that, but I don't think they'll adopt anything at the end of the day. But I think they should do the extra point thing because that's cool. I don't like extra points are so boring, you know.
What do you think, Petty?
I mean, I think the one thing I realized when I watched this is there's not as many yellow flags flying around. I mean, they are letting the boys play. And I think that's something that, I mean, that's going to come with the XFL. I mean, they're trying to make it for the fans, but we sat around watching NFL all year, probably for an extra, over the season, probably for an extra 10 hours due to the flags. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely shaved off some time in the NFL games this year and shaved off some bullshit that got absolutely waxed. Just let the boys play. I think that's going to be a big thing in the XFL.
Yeah, and something that goes hand in hand with that is the expedited reviews that they have. They go straight to the booth. Dean Blandino in there working the monitors.
Yep.
I mean, that St. Louis game at the end, they went for, I think it was 4th and 1. They tried to sneak it, fumbled the snap. It was one of those, it was a scrum, so you can't see who has the ball live. They rule it a fumble. They go straight to the booth, and he's like, "Yeah, quarterback doesn't have possession. We have a turnover," and they just pick up right on offense on the other side. So I think you can save a lot of time, a lot of controversy, the tough calls that we've seen all year in the NFL. I think maybe not directly adapt it from the XFL, but some version of it where you can just kind of speed things along a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that one too. That'd be pretty cool.
And we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But big game today, Sunday afternoon.
4 o'clock.
See who comes out on top.
Sir. Go Brahmas, San Antonio. Now what do we have? Seven football teams in Texas?
Yeah, because there's 2 in the XFL, right? Or is it 3? Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston.
Arlington, San Antonio, Houston.
Oh
yeah.
shit, there are 3. I didn't. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we got Dallas. And then we got, on the other hand, we got the Cowboys, Texans. We got
Texas, big football
You
state.
what would be cool? If I don't know, the XFL, they started getting a little bit of traction, a little bit more traction. They started getting more teams, and maybe the NFL will be the father league, then the XFL will be the minor league system, kind of similar to baseball.
Almost like the G League.
Yeah, almost like the G League. The
Yeah.
teams can have a direct route to the NFL.
Like a farm system almost.
Like a farm system, basically. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Instead of having a practice squad,
Yeah.
So
I've read about that, but at the same time,
it's weird. It's definitely tough to do that in football, but I
Yeah.
think that'd be.
But I think that's the only way the XFL succeed. I think that's the only way the XFL.
NFL is king.
Yeah, they might have a season. They might be able to be good enough to have a season next year, maybe the 3rd year. But I don't think this can go on forever without actually making ties to the NFL, because the NFL is going to do anything they can to. I don't know. I guess we'll see what kind
Biggest
of
league in the world.
Yeah, how this year takes us. But when you win the NFL, you're a world champion. When you win the Super Bowl, you're a world champion, and they're going to keep that title for a while.
Forever. Before we jump into constructive criticism, our newest segment, we got Tommy Fury and Jake Paul. That event
Today.
always brings a lot of
hours.
eyes. Yeah, it's this afternoon, so by the time this is out, probably will be done already. I can't. Go ahead.
I saw a script leaked. We saw the Super
script?
Bowl 37-34. That script was leaked. It was wrong. I'm seeing a more elaborate script written about the Fury fight tonight. And I'll get back. You can keep going, Fusco. Let me get back to you in a second with what exactly that entails.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a boxing enthusiast. I do tune in every once in a while, UFC as well, but Jake Paul always brings the eyes, the attention, and the entertainment. And this fight has been scheduled, 3 times now? This is the 3rd time, and it's finally going to happen. So I don't know. I think Jake's pretty legit from my little boxing knowledge, but I'm interested to see what goes down here for sure. What do you think, Rich?
Me too. I'll be the first one to admit here. I have been a Jake Paul hater. I've been against him in every single one of his fights. He plays that villain card so well. It brings the attention. Everyone hates him. He comes out on top. So, I gotta respect the man. I've gained a little bit of respect for Jake Paul over the last couple of months here, even though he plays that villain card. You want to hate him, but he's grinding. He's unbelievably successful.
Working
so
hard. He knows what he's doing.
I gotta tip my cap. So with that being said, I will be on Tommy Fury plus 145. Let's keep it going. I think this is his first legit competition, I think. And Tommy Fury's 8-0, 4 KOs. Jake Paul's 0-0. He's facing an actual boxer. So he's starting fresh here. I like Tommy Fury plus money. Unless it's absolutely rigged, which it very well could be.
Very well.
But I think it's going to be. I think Jake Paul probably ends up winning this, but if we're talking just pure skill-wise, these guys fighting, I'll take Tommy Fury all day.
Let's go. What do you got for the script, Petty?
So looking on Twitter here, right a little bit before the show, and I see a script pop up, and this is it right here, just so you guys can see it. I'm gonna be reading off my phone here, but this is This is literally what this is what's going down right here. So they have all 8 rounds that will be fought. They have an improv section at the end. What Jake Paul's gonna be doing at the end after the fight, key moments. This is all improv. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury argue with each other. Fury asks for a rematch. So we got started on the 5th round here. Fury's eye is almost, keep this in mind for the 5th round. Fury's eye is almost completely closed. Doctor calls to take a look. Skip forward. Round 8. This is the final round. Remember, these guys have to go all 8 rounds to make their money, and that's what happened in the last fight. Woodley stayed awake.
Anderson Silva last.
No, well, the fight prior to that, when Woodley was in there, that could have been finished, and that could have been finished a couple times before the final buzzer went off. But they don't get their full contract paid unless they fight the full fight. But here it claims that with Fury's eye in the final round, Paul lands a huge right on Fury and knocks him to the canvas. Keep this in mind for the 8th round. Fury's on the ground holding his eye. Doctor comes over. Ref comes over. Guy can't get up. Jake Paul wins TKO. Now, this is the script, straight from the script. What do we think about the script?
I mean, where is the script from? Like, who's posting it? Is it a blue check mark? What do we got?
It's all over. I mean, we got from right here what I'm seeing on it. It's Playmaker betting, but any sports Bible, I mean, anywhere you look on Twitter right now, they got it.
You know, I mean, I just want to know like who typed.
Who knows
it
where
up,
it's coming from?
You know? Yeah, who knows where it comes from?
Pure
Yeah,
speculation, but sounds like the over is the play.
It sounds like Jake
Sounds like
Paul winner by TKO in 8th round is the play.
What I'm taking.
All over it.
That sounds like
for the big plus, you might want to write the script. But I think what we should take from this is the over itself. And this is bottom right, Troop Boxing Promotions. Oh, they got it all drawn up, man. It's scary stuff. I mean, it's basically the WWE. Sad to see that the dollar's going towards this, and they already got an answer.
You would hope that's not how it plays out.
I hope, but I can see it.
He's
I mean, Fury can't because his eyes closed, but
blind, bro.
yeah.
All right, did I miss anything before we do constructive criticism and get out of here?
I just want to touch on one thing.
Go for it.
This happened yesterday in the Red Sox spring training game. Tie game, bottom of the 9th. Atlanta's up 3-2 count, bases loaded, and there was a time clock violation by the hitter, and he was struck out, and the game ended because there's no extra inning games in spring training, so the game just ended that way. I just want to get your thoughts on that. My thoughts on it, since I brought it up, I'll talk about it. I like it. Just like I watched like the 4th through the 7th inning yesterday. I like the whole time clock thing. The game's pace is up. But you get in a situation like that, like towards the end of the game, it's a big moment. Like you physically, you need to take a breath. You need to think about what's going on, what the pitcher's going to do. You can't just hop into the box. Like you have to have a plan, right? Because baseball ain't that easy. You don't just hop up and swing the bat. Like there's a method to their madness, you know? So I think, yeah, like in the regular season, have it, but like you got to have a little bit of leeway in those bigger moments. You know, you can't call a guy out bases loaded, you know?
Yep. No, totally agreed. I've been to a few games where the pitch clock is implemented. The New Hampshire Fisher Cats up there, the Blue Jays organization, they have the pitch clock, and it, from what I've seen watching games, it helps in a lot of ways. But when it comes to stuff like that, I don't think time should, really affect the pitcher like that or the batter. The batter should not be able to strike out when a pitcher hasn't even been thrown. That's just ridiculous to me. I mean, I was talking to B about it the other day, and it's just like pitchers need, like you said, pitchers need that extra second. It's unfair to the pitcher if they have to, if it is 3-2 and they they do have to put one right in there, and it's like you can't step off the mound and think about it. Step off the mound twice and think about it. Batter steps out, he's messing with your time, whatever it may be. I mean, I think it's silly, but it was never how the game was meant to be played, being rushed.
Yep.
If you're not going to watch a 4-hour game, you're probably not going to watch a 3-hour and 40-minute game. So you don't need to really try and chunk that off.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. Go ahead.
Fusky, you want to go?
No, go ahead. I'll go at the end because this ties into my constructive criticism a little bit.
Word. But yeah, like I said, I watched it the 4th through the 7th inning, and like the flow was great. Like it was fast paced, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I love this. But like I said, man, like those bigger situations, like I played baseball my whole entire life, played through college, and I was a pitcher primarily. I'm just trying to put myself in that situation where, like, say, the clock ran out on me, and a 3-2, 2 out in the bottom of the 9th, and it would count it as a walk with bases loaded. And then we just lost because it took me a little bit of time because I'm trying to be methodical and pick the right pitch and think about the batter and what his weaknesses are, what his strengths are. You can't, what's the word I'm looking for here? You can't put that all together in 10 seconds,
Can't rush it. Can't rush the process.
So can't rush the process. So they got to have a little bit of leeway in those bigger spots, but I do like how the game is quickening up a little bit.
The movie Moneyball wouldn't be a thing with the pitch clock.
Well, definitely not.
What a great movie, by the way. I might watch that later.
You're rushing. Baseball, I feel like, is when it comes down to that final stretch, it's all about suspense. And when you rush suspense, it's just no longer. So, I mean, I truly think it's gonna. I mean, I look at it like this way. Whatever the rules are, the rules are. It's both ways. It's fair. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. But at the same time, if you want something that the players' organization is gonna like, it's not that. With that, I just really hope this doesn't jump to. It's a big leap, but it's another thing they're talking about. We cannot see automated refs. We need to have the actual umpires out there behind the plate. We can't have any of that nonsense. I really hope that doesn't come into play.
Me too, man. Me too.
Because they're trying that too. They are.
Unfortunately.
Pitch clock for a while. Claim it works, so they implement it into the game now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. The suspense part, especially. I mean, you're waiting on a 3-2 pitch. It's a battle. And then all of a sudden it just ends. Like, I don't know. It's still spring training, so they could adjust it slightly. But I would have to agree that I don't think it translates into the general feeling of a tight baseball game. I think it just kind of throws everything off, throws everybody off, and then it gets called out on a strike. Everyone's like looking around, like what just happened? Like, did we win? Did we lose? It's weird. I will keep an open mind to it for sure because obviously they've played 2 spring games now, so
yeah.
We'll see where it goes from here, but I don't know. I can't say I'm a fan. Can't say I'm not a fan. I have to watch it more and see how they do. But I agree with the big moments thing. If they have a pitch clock in playoffs, everyone's gonna be like, "Well, this is stupid."
Well, speaking of that, if you get a chance to watch that Rafael Devers video, walking around stretching out with Alex Verdugo and the boys, great watch. I mean,
great watch.
Devers had a hot mic and. It was a beautiful sound.
All right, let's jump into some constructive criticism brought to you by Lashua Construction. Check them out in the description. I will lead us off on the topic of baseball. My constructive criticism is the Red Sox. Plain and simple. Spring games kicked off. Everything I'm hearing out of the clubhouse, news around the team is just it's making me dread the start of the season and to see how it plays out. This whole thing with Tristan Casas laying in the outfield, sunbathing, and the vets approaching him. Nobody seems to be getting along. after a last place season in the division, I do not know what's going on, but the whole direction of the team is just, it's suggesting we're in for a long 2023 season. So we better hope the Bruins and Celtics keep it going and make something happen, because for a while there, before football kicks off, it's only baseball that we'll be watching. And if we have to watch the Red Sox absolutely burn up in flames, I'm going to be a very, very sad man.
I think this summer's going to be, in Boston, I think this summer's going to be all about the Bruins and the Celtics. I think the Seagulls and the Pigeons are going to take over Fenway this year. I'll be taking my talents to the Woo Sox. Yeah, it's sad, but not seeing a great year for these guys. I want to say Kike Devers and Doogie will put us in a great spot, but see how things rock.
You boys like free money?
Yeah.
Red Sox over 77.5 wins.
Okay, so we got one guy high on him at least.
We got one guy on him.
Everyone's judgment on the Red Sox offseason is clouded by Xander Bogaerts leaving. I am just as upset as the next guy about Xander not being in a Red Sox uniform, but you can't let the rest of your offseason judgment on the Red Sox happen because of Xander leaving. Obviously, it sucks. He's the captain. He's been here since we had Pedroia and Ortiz, like the last one standing type of thing. But their bullpen got better. I think they took a hit a little bit offensively, but they were third in the league last year in blown saves, and they had like a 48% blown save percentage.
Seriously.
So their bullpen got better. I like the moves they made. Masataka Yoshida, Justin Turner, he can play a little bit of first base. Tristan Cass is going to be a massive year. The rotation, Chris Sale, hopefully he stays healthy. I don't know if he'll stay healthy. You never know with that guy. But Chris Sale healthy.
Keep him off the bikes. Jesus.
Sorry. Everyone's hating on the Sox. I know you two guys are hating on the Sox.
I'm not necessarily hating. I'm just nervous to see how it plays out.
Chris Sale can't even sit in a gaming chair without getting hurt.
Yeah, it's true. But he never was up until 3 years ago.
Don't tip back, Chris. Don't lean back in that chair, Chris.
Yeah, put him in a bubble. It's fine with me, as long as he's healthy the whole season, But Brian Bayo, watch out for Brian Bayo.
Yeah, I like him, Bayo.
They're gonna be good, boys. Free money. Sox over 77.5 wins. My favorite MLB play of the season. No bias in it at all.
Convince me, Rich. Let's go. All right, Rich. Put your hard hat on. What you got for constructive criticism, brother?
My constructive criticism this week is the NBA All-Star Game. The reserves were being picked first to prevent somebody from being the last pick. Are we serious? These are grown-ass men making millions of dollars.
It's awful.
If they pout about being the last pick in the All-Star Game, come work construction with me for a few weeks, all right?
Can't hurt anyone's feelings. Come on now.
It is what? Oh my God, it's driving me nuts. I read that and I was like, "Are you kidding me? These guys are grown-ass men making millions of dollars."
It's sad, man. It's sad.
And you're still gonna get a last pick. Is this how it is?
That's just because you picked the reserves first. Okay, you did. Now
pick forever.
They're still the last reserve that's picked. He's going to be the last one picked, whether it's you pick the reserves first or last. Oh my God, man!
Everyone gets a medal.
It drives me insane. And also, more about the NBA All-Star Game. NBA All-Star Game is a joke. Remove it. They got to do something about it. You have these young kids who are wanting to play in the NBA, and they see Joel Embiid in the last couple seconds of the game not contesting a three-pointer that would have won the other team a game. He literally just stood there and watched it. Not competitive. If you're going to do something, I would say, I don't know, how many players are in it? 24? Do a 18 3-on-3 tourney. That'd be so much better. I think that'd be sick. But
just like the TV tournament, that would be unreal.
Yeah. I did think it was a good night for Celtics fans though. Tatum MVP. I mean, it's the All-Star game. It's not like I could go out there and drop 30.
Also getting to see Jaylen Brown and Tatum line up against each other.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was good. Tatum and that was the best competitive part. They were like actually like one-on-one, like to an extent. And then obviously with Missoula getting the interim title taken off and being the full-on head coach and then coaching the winning team. I guess as a Celtics fan, it's a pretty cool weekend. But all in all, the NBA All-Star game is trash. They gotta do something. Reserves, I want them to be picked last year. I want them to be picked last next year, and someone's got to just be the last pick because if
suck it up,
we're watching out for feelings of grown-ass men making millions of dollars. And
I think just to make up for this, last person picked just has to go home. Just don't even go to the game. I think, I think we need to make up for this.
I don't know. I'll be picked last. I'll gladly take that spot. So,
all right, Petty, what you got?
For my constructive criticism, I'm gonna have to talk to the majors. I'm not a fan of how they're welcoming in the LIV guys.
What? You don't want to see them go head to head? See those guys come back?
I like it. I'm happy that I'm gonna get to see Cam, DJ, all guys like that in the majors again. It's absolutely beautiful, but I think these guys absolutely screwed over the PGA and everything they stand for. And I think the PGA needs to put their Lash hard hat on. I mean, they're being soft. The majors, hate to see it. After all the controversy that happened over the last couple of years, they're just going to give the LIV guys just what they want, and it's going to ruin the PGA.
I'll have to disagree. I think it's going to be electric watching those guys come back. And guess what? They play a lot less golf and LIV. You got the top guys in the world on the PGA. So, I mean,
I think it's going to be electric, but like you said, less holes once they come back to that 72, man.
Right? How are they going to fare? They might not even compete. So it might work out better for the PGA in the end.
It's just scary. It's just scary when you throw in all that money that the Saudi and the LIV Tour has kind of thrown in there. They can buy just about anything. They're not looking for a single dollar back. They don't care. They don't. They will throw away all if they. It's just I hate to see the LIV. I hate them.
I'm kind of indifferent on it. Obviously, like PGA Tour is king. It just sucks that all these guys are going after money. And like honestly, at the end of the day, I don't blame them. Like someone's gonna put $100 million guaranteed in my face. Like in the sport of golf, you got to win to make money, And like if you're gonna guarantee me making money, like I get it. I do. I really do. PGA Tour is freaking awesome, though. I wish we were still watching these guys week in and week out competing on the PGA Tour. I do like how they're able to play in majors. Just on the fact that it's gonna bring more of a spotlight to it, like PGA versus LIV. I think that'd be good for the sport. I don't like how these guys who are leaving the tour going to LIV, they're coming back for the majors, taking spots of younger guys that could be potentially playing the field at the Masters for their first time and whatnot. Kind of sucks. But I think the PGA Tour is going to have a lot of young studs coming up with people going over to LIV and spots opening up for them. And they'll be the next DJ in the PGA Tour, the next Brooks Koepka, so on and so forth.
I think competition is good for everybody.
Yeah.
The best will come out on top.
I'm just a big fan of you don't make the cut, you go home and you practice for next week, man. You don't get paid. You don't, that trip was on you. So now it's in the LIV, these guys are getting banked no matter what. They're not fighting for their life, you know what I mean, if you will. I mean,
hopefully they come prepared. It's a different level.
The King of Spain is fighting. Week in and week out. Got no choice. The King of Spain.
Hell yeah.
He's on an unbelievable run right now. God damn.
On a tear. I would love to see him win the Masters and take out all the LIV guys, but I mean, anybody going into it at the top, anybody going into it the best golfer, odds are you're gonna get weeded out by the end of the Masters. So it's sad, but hopefully Ron takes a couple steps back and then can slingshot forward to win it.
Oh yeah. All right, boys. That'll do it for episode 3 of the DeGents Podcast. Check out our sponsors down below. Like, subscribe. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.